On June 26, 2004, the body of a woman was found on a hill near a picnic area at a Missouri rest stop on Interstate 70. There was only a body left. There was no head, no arms, and no legs. There was no way to tell whose body it might be. Even the most experienced detectives were shocked by how badly the body was cut up. Even though many agents worked on the case, it took 19 long years to solve. So who was the victim? And why were they killed so brutally? Hi and welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, as it helps us motivate to create more intriguing content for you. Let's have a look at the 19-year-old cold case finally solved in 2023, Deanna Denise case. Today's story unfolds in Wright City, Missouri, a small town with a population of only 4,300 residents. Situated along the prominent I-70 highway, the town has become a bustling center for logistics and transportation businesses. It attracts business owners and tourists from across the state who come for commerce and leisure. However, Wright City is more than just a transit point. Its historic downtown district offers a quaint atmosphere with intriguing shops and delightful restaurants, providing a haven for visitors to unwind after a day of exploration. The town takes pride in its esteemed school system, prioritizing education and offering young individuals access to exceptional learning opportunities. With its blend of modern amenities and small-town charm, Wright City caters to diverse interests and preferences. Yet, beneath its surface, the town holds hidden secrets, as even the most promising places often do. On June 26, 2004, a worker in Wright City, Missouri, found a cut-in-half human body at a rest stop. The person could not be identified because her head, arms, legs, and hands were all gone. Investigators thought the person had been killed somewhere else and then left at the rest stop. The body had a plain black bra, scars from previous surgery, and some DNA samples, but the autopsy report could not figure out the exact cause of death. Investigators thought that someone might be selling organs, but no parts were missing. People who lived in the area and saw a white utility van in the area the day before the remains were found were talked to as part of the investigation. But nobody found any new information. Even though the cops worked on the case for years, they never found any suspects. The case was eventually over because there was not enough proof or witnesses. Lieutenant Matt Schmutz of the Warren County Sheriff's Department in Missouri took over the case in 2014 and reopened the investigation by looking for lost people in the area who fit the victim's description. The next year, he began working with detectives in Madison County, Illinois, on a case about a lost person whose story was very similar to his own. Brian Barker, who may have been a relative of the woman, went to the Warren County Sheriff's Department in April 2006 when he thought the body might be one of his sisters. He gave his DNA to find out who he was, but the findings were not reliable. Even when it seemed like there was no way for Brian to find out who killed his sister, he did not give up. At first, he tried to offer genetic proof, but it did not work. He kept trying, though. After trying for years without success to figure out who the people buried in rural Missouri were, someone finally found a new clue. The police were able to find Ashley Kinnear, who was possibly the woman's oldest daughter, with the help of the information Brian gave them. A specialist said to get DNA samples from the woman's family members, including her oldest daughter Ashley Kinnear and 2 other brothers. Luckily, they agreed to have the DNA tested, which moved the case forward, and in 2016, the Missouri lab found a match. After that, the name of the torso was found out. Reports say that the victim was Deanna Denise Howland, who was also known as Deanna Frolic and Deanna Kinnear. Records show that Deanna had many names, such as Deanna Barker, Deanna Kinnear, and Deanna Frolic. She was also married more than once. She was born in the U.S. city of Belleville, Illinois, and had at least 2 children. Deanna Denise Howland was a person with goals and dreams. Despite the struggles and hard times she went through, her family loved her, and everyone who knew her missed her. No matter what problems they have, everyone deserves justice and respect. Deanna's life was hard because she fought with addiction and moved around a lot. Many people knew her as a prostitute who had problems with drugs because she went to places like Granite City and East St. Louis in Illinois. Even though Deanna had a hard life, she was a good mom to her kids. Ashley Kinnear, who is her daughter, says that she was a loving and devoted mom. In May 2004, Ashley's mother did not show up to a school performance she said she would. After that, they did not talk to each other again. Ashley started to worry about her mom's health. Deanna's daughter knew something was wrong when her mother did not even call her on her birthday, which she always did. Deanna's absence was not like other things that happen. Ashley had been sad and confused for a long time about the fact that her mother had gone missing. She had tried to reach out to everyone she could think of or knew, but no one had heard anything about her mother. She could do nothing but wait for her mother to come back one day. This shows that Deanna was a kind and loving mother who tried to stay in touch with her kids, even though she had a lot of problems. In 2022, after years of hard work and study, the police finally figured out what happened to Deanna Denise Howland. With the DNA report, it was possible to find the offender. Investigators finally solved the case with the help of the DNA they got from Deanna's body and the knife they found at the scene of the crime. Because the DNA of the suspect was found on Deanna's body, the name of the suspect has been made public. Years of testing and forensic genetics research were needed to make the connection, and it was not until 2022 that the 63-year-old man was identified as the source of the evidence. The person in question was Mike Anthony Clarke, who had lived in Maryland Heights, Missouri, for a long time. On January 10, 2023, when cops stopped Mike Clarke at his home in Maryland Heights, he and his wife's peaceful life came to a sudden end, despite his life already being turned upside down. In 2004, he was in an accident that left him legally blind. This time, though, it was supposedly because he had something to do with this terrible crime. The person who did it was able to hide from the police for 20 years, but they finally found him. Even though these claims are true, court records show that Clarke has never been convicted of a crime and has never been linked to a murder. Still, Clarke is now being charged with second-degree murder because Deanna Howland died. The next step was to look into the whole background of the terrible crime. Since Clarke had helped with the arrest, it was decided to talk to him. The cops asked him about the details of the murder and, more importantly, about the body parts they found as they looked into the case more. Mike Clarke, the man who killed Deanna Denise Howland, was finally put on trial this year, more than 20 years after she died. The office of the district attorney in St. Louis filed an indictment saying that Clarke admitted to killing Howland in June 2004 and putting her body parts in different places. Reports say that Clarke told police that he killed Howland after an argument in his home, where she worked as a prostitute. At first, he had denied any link to the crime. He said that he had scattered the bodies of the victims around St. Louis and Warren counties. As the investigation continues, he is in jail in Warren County on a $1 million bond. The major case squad of Greater St. Louis's announcement of the indictment was a big step in a police investigation that involved many organizations working together. If Clarke is found guilty, he could spend up to 40 years in prison. After more than 20 years, the truth about Deanna Howland's death has finally been uncovered, bringing the possibility of justice. The person responsible for her murder, Clarke, was identified after years of investigation. The community was shocked when the sheriff's office released long-hidden details of the case, including DNA evidence and other gruesome information. Despite the sorrow of never seeing her again, Howland's family and friends find solace in the fact that justice has been served. During a moving news conference in St. Louis, Howland's daughter, Kinnear, expressed gratitude to those who supported her mother's cause and fought for justice. Kinnear always sensed something was wrong because her mother would never have left her family without saying goodbye. What do you think of this case? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more such stories. Thanks for watching.